Imagine going to an online class at a global high school. That's the case for 21,000 students across 20 countries after a Kiwi, yes, from New Zealand, started a successful business. Joining us now to tell us about the school is Crimson Global Academy founder Jamie Beaton. Jamie, welcome to the show.
Great to be here.
Hey, congratulations on this business.
Thank you. It's super exciting.
It's all I hear about is crimson, 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 which is good for you. Tell me about your background. You're 25 years old now.
Yeah, sure. So I grew up in New Zealand, in KIWI, and I was here for the first 18 years of my life. When I was 14 or so, my goal was to study at a domestic university, and then I got quite lucky bumping into this student who was dux in my school on the train, Ben Cornfield. He'd gotten into Yale, and he told me I should look global. So I spent the next several years preparing for overseas universities, applied, got into schools like Harvard, and then launched Crimson to help guide the next generation to these great universities. Over the last 7 years, we've served thousands of kids getting into these great universities, and that basically gave us the idea to then create this global online high school, which now is really elevating the access Kiwis have all across the country to a world-quality education. So that's kind of what we've been doing.
Yeah, and I want to talk about that because this is very important what you're doing and quite incredible, really, for a New Zealander to be doing it too. But so you were on a bus in KIWI and then you ended up at Harvard. It's quite a ballsy thing to do, to say, yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to be able to go and study at that international university. What gave you the confidence to do that?
So I guess growing up, I grew up with my mum, Paula. She was a single mother, raised me while building a business, and every day she would really emphasize how important education was. She did an MBA, a law degree, a commerce degree, and so growing up I had all these degrees on the wall, probably some subconscious conditioning from her, and it really made the point that, if I want to make an impact on the world stage, I should go hard in education. So that kind of gave me the drive, and then, strong support from my schools, educators, teachers around me helped to inspire that path forward, and that's what we're trying to create with CGA, giving Kiwis all across the country access to the kind of quality and mentors that made me go down quite a unique education pathway.
And I think this is going to appeal to a lot of people. There'll be a lot of parents watching this, particularly in the regions, because this is online.
Yeah.
So tell us what it is. Tell us how somebody in Kirikiri or in Hokianga can hook up to your system.
So take us as one of our students in Kirikiri, Jade. So every day she logs online and she has access to teachers from not only New Zealand, but also the US, the UK, and many other countries, led by the former headmaster of Auckland Grammar, John Morris. She sits in interactive classes with about 6 to 12 students every day, highly engaging. So think about this kind of discussion with 4 of us. Imagine a couple more people in this class. You're screen sharing, you're describing different math problems with your peers. And then on top of that, you can access all of our extracurriculars. And we've got extracurriculars across New Zealand as well as the world these kids are engaged in. So it's really a very social experience and basically accelerates students quite a lot.
But what's better about this than just sending them to Kirikiri High School, to local high school?
So the classes are a lot smaller in size. The teachers are accessed not only from, around, say, Kirikiri, but also, the world stage, right? So take, for example, Steve Walker. He went to Cambridge University. He was head of department at King's College. Now he teaches for us at CGA. So now kids all across New Zealand can access that quality teacher, when previously they could only access people from that local environment. And then finally, thinking global. As a Kirikiri student, you can now be sitting in a class with kids from Russia, from China, from Silicon Valley, and be getting that global education. And that's a huge path forward, as diversity is so important for this next generation, to be actually not just learning theoretically about what other countries are dealing with, but actually sitting in classes with them, all from Kirikiri.
Well done, mate. It's incredible.
I guess also we want to know financially, how successful has this been for you? How has it changed your life? And, dealing with the money that comes with it at such a young age.
I guess for me, what really drives me and my team is impact. Education transformed my world. When I left New Zealand, I didn't know what entrepreneurship was. I thought it meant being unemployed or something. I got to Harvard, had this incredible life-changing experience. And now what this is about is, really transforming the lives of students all around the world. So, young Kiwis here can access that world-quality education and hopefully go on, similar trajectories. So I think of our alumni, like, say, Samil Singh, a young boy from Hamilton, New Zealand. He went through Crimson, then went to Harvard. He worked at one of the world's biggest hedge funds and now is an entrepreneur in Silicon Valley. He recently, at the age of 22, raised more than $140,000 and is running his own company. So we're seeing Kiwis kind of following on my own footsteps and that of my team, going to these great institutions, getting to these top companies and actually coming back and having an impact here. So that's what we're all about at Crimson.
But you earn an okay wage, though? Would that be fair?
Yeah, doing okay. I can buy a bit more Warhammer models than I used to, which is this funny hobby I play.
What is it, sorry?
Warhammer. So Warhammer is this like funny tabletop game that it's kind of like chess, but you play with different players, like Dungeons and Dragons or something. So that's, for example, when I was little, couldn't quite buy as many models as I can do now.
Nice.
I should have tried harder at school. So presumably you pay a fee if if a student pays a fee.
Yes.
And that fee is used to pay the tutors.
The teachers, team, yeah.
What are we talking? Are school kids going on this? Is this taking kids out of school?
Yes, so this is the high school. So there's two streams, part-time or full-time. So for example, you can be sitting in KIWI High and you can join Crimson Global Academy online, taking extra A levels, and you do that in the weekends or after school if you're doing part-time. Or you can go full-time, which many families across the country are doing, where this is a full replacement for the physical school they used to go to. And about 35% of our students go full-time with us, and the rest are going part-time as a kind of extension and acceleration to their school. An important point about this is our school's focused on competency learning, which means kids don't go through each year based on their age, they go through based on their ability. So take Kiwi Tristan Pang. At age 13, he finished high school math. So we want to kind of really unleash students' potential, so they're not just going through school at that slow, normal pace, but can move at the speed of their ability. And that's kind of what we need to get Kiwis competing on the world stage.
Quick question before you go. I found this really interesting when I was researching you yesterday, because we were talking this morning and yesterday how real estate obsessed we are as a country. And I read that you said it was a myth to invest it in real estate in New Zealand, and you opted for low index funds and stocks on the US stock exchange. Talk us through that. Is that correct?
Yeah, so I guess real estate's a great asset class for sure, but I think as Kiwis, it's unusual how little we invest in stocks. If you think about the typical, American saver, they're going to invest across a balance of real estate, across stocks, across other things. And stocks, give you a lot of good diversification. If you buy a single property, right, a lot of your assets are in one place. So if something funny happens in that suburb, it's a bit of a risk. So that's why companies like Sharesies, another innovative New Zealand tech company, it's really good for the country. And we actually have a finance and investing class at Crimson Global Academy where these students are learning finance, personal savings as they go through school. It's a really important life skill that, you don't really get in most traditional high schools.
Oh, I agree. Nice.
Yeah, Jamie, sometimes you talk to people and you realise how stupid you are. Jamie, you're one of those people. Thank you very much for your time.
Cheers.
And best of luck with your business. That is Crimson Global Academy founder Jamie Beaton. The time now, 3 minutes away from 8. The 8 o'clock news is next. Then we continue the big picture on fertility, the journey of two women. Stay with us.
I'm sure rocks.